Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. Have you downloaded and used my no contact app Silencio? I certainly hope so. And if you haven't, the link to the app is in the description below, so make sure you do that. And if you too would like to join the No Contact Army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read the No Contact Army manual, you can go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. This week, I want to talk about 10 signs your breakup isn't permanent. As we all know, not all breakups are permanent. Otherwise, if they were, you wouldn't even be here, right? You'd say, well, no one ever gets back with their ex. Exes never come back, so what's the point? I'll just have to move on. But luckily, for everybody listening to this, not all breakups are permanent. So I'm going to give you 10 signs that they just may be coming back. And you know, sometimes it is good to take a break from a relationship and do like a reset, a reboot, kind of like a computer. And you may end up coming back stronger than before. So let's get started. The first sign is that your ex ended the relationship impulsively, otherwise known as the fake breakup. So they weren't planning on breaking up with you that morning when they woke up, and then something happened and you triggered them. And when they got triggered because of past trauma, they had a flight response. When someone has trauma and they get triggered, their response is going to be either fight, flight, or freeze, the 3 Fs. So if their response is flight, then they're just going to cut you off and say, okay, that's it, it's over. Or they may just be upset that you did something and may not even be around the trigger, and they don't know how to get you to stop doing what you're doing or to do something that you're not doing, and they are trying to manipulate you, and they go, okay, that's it. So if it came out of the blue, or if it seems to have come out of the blue, then there's a good chance that it was a fake breakup and that it's not permanent. And usually they will contact you within 2 weeks if you just cool your jets and don't freak out and bombard them with texts and calls. The next sign is that they ask you to meet up. Now, you may say, well, it's obvious that it's not permanent if they want to meet up. Well, unfortunately, they don't always want to meet up to get back together. If they want to meet up in the first 30 days or so, they may just be missing you and not necessarily want to get back together. So I would not suggest agreeing to meet them in the first 30 days. Just tell them, oh, hey, I'm busy, or I'm not sure, la la. Try to push it off until at least 30 days have gone by and see how they behave up until day 30. However, the more time that has passed since the breakup, then the more likely it is that they do want to get back together. Otherwise, why would they be contacting you, say, 3 to 4 months down the road and asking to meet up? That means that they are probably still missing you and may want to get back together. Otherwise, they would have gotten you out of their system by now because they would have stopped missing you. The next one is that you're in contact for whatever reason. You can't always be in no contact, but for whatever reason, you're in no contact because you need to be. And the conversation is meaningful, and they are actually putting effort into the conversation. So they're not just giving one-word responses or just a few words. They're trying to be clever, they're trying to be funny. Then there's a good chance the breakup is not permanent. However, if they're not putting effort into the conversation, then you should absolutely stop communicating with them because they are not ready to get back together. So if they say something significant and you say, oh, okay, Lucia says I can respond, so I'll respond, and then they're not putting effort into the conversation and they're not trying to meet up, then they're not ready to get back together, so you need to cut off communication. The next sign is jealousy. Now, this can go either way. If you post something online that indicates that you may be out with someone or that you are out with someone, and they have a jealous reaction, it could be because they're not ready to let you go and are having second thoughts, or it could just be that you affected their ego and that they didn't think you'd move on so quickly. So in this case, it would help to look at the other signs that would help you to understand whether the breakup is permanent or not. In this case, obviously it's a good sign if they respond to the jealousy. If there's absolutely, or if they become jealous over what you post. It's obviously not a good sign if they have absolutely no reaction, but keep in mind it might just be their ego. The next one is that your ex is emotional around you. If for some reason you run into them or you have to see them, because if they were totally done and moving on, they would not be affected by your presence to that degree where they would be emotional. They would lean more towards being cold. So if they can't control their emotional reaction, it's because they're unsure about their decision. That's why I tell people, if you are not 1,000% certain, not 100%, 1,000% certain that you want to break up with someone, do not do it. Do not do it. Wait until you're certain. That way you won't have to go through an emotional roller coaster afterwards of wondering if you made the right decision or not of breaking up with the person. Because you'll have taken your time and weighed the pros and cons and come to a logical decision, not an emotional decision, which then leads you to behave emotionally. Because I ask myself, okay, is it better to break up with someone or to be broken up with? So if you're 1,000% certain that you are done with the person, then yes, it's better if you just break up with them. However, if you're not 1,000% certain, then it's best to wait, because then you're going to be in the role of the dumper, and then it's going to be up to you to get them back. And that's not a good role, not a good position to be in. All right, the next one is that they contact your family and friends, and they either ask about you or they're chatting with them. Again, if they were totally done with you, they'd be staying far away from your family and friends unless they became really, really good friends with one or more of your friends or one or more of your family members. So if they are in contact with them, then they're hoping that they will pass on a message to you that they talked with them or that they saw them. It's their way of reaching out to you indirectly, and they're hoping that maybe you'll reach out to them. But of course we know you're not going to. Okay, the next one is that they want to stay friends. That means that they aren't totally sure about the breakup and they aren't totally ready to let you go. However, they don't want to be in a committed relationship with you. So they kind of want to have their cake and eat it too. Again, if they were totally done with you and wanted absolutely nothing to do with you, they would not want to be friends. But as you know from listening to me, we do not accept friendship unless you're totally done with them too and you don't care. But if you're trying to get back with them, do not accept friendship. You're not going to sneak your way back into the relationship. I know you think you're going to do that. Everyone thinks that, oh, I'll just be friends and win them over. No, you won't. You'll just help them get over you by using you. Do not agree to be friends. But if they still want to be friends, there's a chance the breakup is not permanent. The next sign is constant communication. They're constantly reaching out. Now, this is different than wanting to stay friends. This is if they don't mention friendship, but they're still in communication. So they may be trying to use you to get over you, as I just said, or it's because they're unsure about the breakup. And if you'd like help in figuring out which one it is, then you can always sign up for coaching with me. The direct link is below. The link to everything is below. Okay. The next one is that you work together. Now, this gives you an advantage in that they can't forget about you because they have to see you every day. So if you play this right, you'll have a good chance of getting your ex back. Be polite when you see them. Don't look sad. Don't look angry. Don't try to talk to them about the breakup. Don't have these sad puppy dog eyes. Do no contact on them except for work-related reasons. So don't try to find little excuses to contact them. If anything, try not to have any contact with them at work unless it's strategic, meaning that you look extra good that day. But make sure you show up looking extra good as much as possible and being all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and they will wonder why you're not upset about the breakup. What is going on? They're going to be curious. They're going to wonder, and when someone starts to wonder, that question mark turns into a hook, and it hooks them back in. The next one is that the reason for the breakup was that they were too stressed about things that were going on in their life. And you were adding to that stress, because even if they were really stressed, if you were their oasis, shall we say, their safe haven, then they wouldn't break up with you. So if you're adding to their stress and they're already stressed about whatever is going on, health issues, work issues, money, whatever, and if they have an avoidant attachment style, then they will want to be alone. So after the crisis passes or the stress passes, then it's possible they'll look back and go, well, maybe I was hasty in breaking up with him or her, and they will reach out. And finally, actually, I'm going to give you a bonus one, and that is that you're getting mixed signals. So the old hot and cold, that means they're unsure about the breakup. Otherwise, there would not be mixed signals. There would not be any signals at all. And I've actually done a video on hot and cold and mixed signals, so I will put the link up above. And there you go. Those are all the reasons that your breakup isn't permanent. And to give you a brief recap, your ex ended the relationship impulsively. They weren't planning on it. They asked to meet up. You are in contact and their conversation is meaningful. They're putting effort into it. They are jealous if they think you've moved on. They're emotional around you. They contact your family and friends. They are in constant communication with you. They want to stay friends. You work together. They were stressed when they broke up with you, and you're getting mixed signals. So now I want to hear from you. Which signs have you seen from your ex that possibly the breakup isn't permanent? And how long have you been in no contact? And in the meantime, if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net. A direct link is below, and we will send you the rates. If this video has been helpful, remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, I would appreciate if you would rate and review it. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.